All right, we have 4 pro bouts for you tonight here at Valor Fights 23, all pro here at the Smoky Mountain Convention Center. I'm Vince Ferrara along with Casey Oxendine and Adam Primetime Townsend. Our next bout, our 4th of the night, will feature Kyle Causey making his pro debut out of Birmingham, Alabama, taking on another KMAA fighter. 3rd straight bout we've had someone from that camp.
They got 5 guys on the card tonight, right?
Yeah,
5.
Yeah,
they got 5 guys.
Yep, you're right. 2 more to go later on tonight. All right, for our first fighter introduction, here is Cody Gwynn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're having some fun tonight still, right? You guys ready for your next fight? All right, well, this will be in the Valor Professional Featherweight Division, brought to you by Mad Tatter Studios. Please welcome to the cage at this time, fighting out of the red corner, Kyle Causey.
First to the cage is Kyle Causey making his pro debut out of Champions Freestyle in Birmingham, Alabama. Kyle Causey at 26 years old. Same camp as UFC's Walt Harris, the big ticket. What do you think about Kyle Causey?
I'll tell you what, this guy brings it. He is a debut pro fighter, but he is currently on a 9-fight win streak since 2012. That says a lot.
Anytime that you go on that big of a win streak just means so much to your career and to the opponents that you fought, and as well just it's hard to win 9 straight in MMA. It's hard to win that many. It don't matter if you're fighting, people that you're going to beat. Anything can happen. A lucky knockout, hurt your own leg, kick somebody, anything can happen. So a testament to him for being 9-0 right now.
And speaking of big knockouts, James Adcock with that big 11-second knockout over Billy Mullins in his last outing. This guy has some serious power in his hands.
Kyle Causey, 13-4 as an amateur in that extensive background that you talked about, held 7 amateur belts. And what about the difference in MMA in the state of Alabama, Casey, as opposed to Tennessee?
Well, that being said, there may have been some dark matches in there because only recently, over the past 4 or 5 years, has MMA actually been sanctioned in Alabama. It was a more recent occurrence. So he could have even more fights than that. But, this is a guy that's been fighting since 2011. So he's a seasoned veteran going into his pro debut.
Yeah, a number of decisions, some submissions in his background as well. And his most recent win came over Caleb Harris. And as Casey mentioned, 9-fight winning streak. All right, Causey's in the cage. Back to the cage and Cody Gwynn.
Now, please welcome his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, James Adcock.
All right, James Adcock making his way to the cage here in our 4th bout of the night. This presented by Mad Tatter Studio. It's a featherweight bout at 145. James Adcock at 2-0, fighting out of the popular, big, and established KMAA camp in Knoxville, Tennessee. What do you think of James Adcock?
James Adcock, he's 2-0. He's on a pretty decent win streak himself. He's got 3 or 4 fights under his belt on the win streak. And like I said, trains with the great Eric Turner. You can't say enough about that guy. He's producing big-name fighters. He's making guys have big wins. But this is, in my opinion, is a big step up in competition. He fought Roy Sanders his first pro fight. Roy's on a pretty good losing streak there, and so is Billy Mullins as well. So, in my opinion, this is a huge step up in competition for James Adcock.
Adcock 3-4 as an amateur. As we take a look at our tail of the tape, Adcock with the advantage with pro experience at 2-0. Causey making his debut. Both of the fighters at 26 years old. Both stand at 5'9". Causey weighed in at 144. Adcock at 145. And all the experts, including you, Adam Townsend, on the record for picking Adcock.
Yeah, I picked Adcock just because of his hometown. More or less before being his hometown, and also just being on such a huge momentum. Like you said, he's had a couple losses as an amateur, but he's been fighting since 2008. And you look over here at Kyle, and he's been fighting since 2011. Right. So about the same time I started fighting. So it's just a big jump up in competition for him too.
Casey, what do you think?
Well, absolutely. Again, something that I mentioned before is the tremendous power of Adcock. He comes out, he lands big, he comes to fight. But again, when he's on that 2-fight win streak, we saw a guy from KMA earlier, Stewart, who is also on a 2-fight win streak. So I'm sure he's ready to measure up right here. You know, he doesn't want to go home with a defeat, so he's got a lot of momentum going. I pick him in the fight, but dude, his opponent is a very, very solid opponent.
Still to come here, Valor Fights 23, our main event, Justin Fisher versus Julio Gallegos. Our two fighters are in the cage. Back to the cage, and our cage announcer, Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout will be in the Valor Professional Featherweight Division, brought to you by Mad Tanner Studios. When the action begins, your referee in charge of this bout is Jimmy Neely. Introducing first, fighting out of the Hogs red corner tonight, he makes his professional debut. He weighed in 144 pounds, fighting out of Champions Freestyle MMA in Birmingham, Alabama, Kyle Causey. Standing across the stage tonight, fighting out of the OEB blue corner. He enters tonight with an undefeated pro record of 2 wins with no defeats. He weighed in 145 pounds, fighting out of KMAA in Knoxville, Tennessee, James Adcock.
Kyle Causey in the black trunks with the red tape around the gloves. James Adcock in the black trunks with the gray trim and the green tape around the gloves. Adcock weighed in at 145, Causey at 144. Causey out of the red corner, presented by Hogs Upstairs Tavern, and James Adcock out of the blue corner, presented by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. This is a 145-pound featherweight bout brought to you by Mad Tatter Studio. Jimmy Neely says, let's go. No touching of the gloves, and we're underway.
Good jab start off there from Kyle, and one of them said no to the touch of gloves. I don't know which one it was. Kyle,
wow, beautiful suplex there.
Nice. He tried to use a sit-out wrestling technique there, Adcock did. And now Kyle's looking to get both of his hooks in, and he don't have any in at the moment, but
yeah,
he's got one now.
A little high there. Adcock, a hold of the head, trying to break those hooks off.
Mm-hmm. And what Adcock needs to do right there, and Kyle doing a good job. I think Adcock maybe has grabbed the leg of Kyle, but what Adcock needs to do, is kick that right leg back like a mule's kicking, and it'll help get the hooks out of there. Or just shake him off the top. Either one should work at this point.
Oh, here we go. It looks like
Kyle needs to work for an underhook.
Yeah, looks like Causey's in a good spot there. He needs to watch the back of the head, though.
Yeah, corner told Causey to watch for the arm bar.
That one in the back of the head. That was James was complaining about it, but you can't. The thing is called playing the game. You can't turn your head towards the punches. If you get back in the head and you're turning your head away from it, the guy that's throwing the punch got to watch out, but also the guy.
More big shots there by Causey.
The
good position there.
Has got to do his part too. Look for Kyle. What Kyle needs to do is get double unders here and look to flatten James Adcock out.
Yeah, and honestly, I would try to get back a little bit more because he's always in danger.
Yeah, he's trying to do that now.
Yeah, of Adcock coming out of the back.
I mean, he's not taking Adcock ain't taking a lot of damage right now. And Adcock, I've trained with Adcock many times in the past, and Adcock is a strong kid, man. So it's gonna be hard to flatten Adcock out.
Causey, listening to you guys, he tried to scoot back. His corner telling him to as well. Was able to do it a little bit as we're nearing the 2-minute mark through here in round number 1.
Well, you can see Causey very refined here. He's not getting anxious because he's on the back of Adcock. He is sitting there, he's holding his position, then he's landing the strikes systematically. And that's really what you have to do at this level.
You see how Adcock right there tried to kick his leg back like I mentioned before with the good jiu-jitsu of Kyle. He stuck his other leg back against the back leg of Adcock and was able to keep that hook in.
And look at Causey. You can see him sort of looking for that rear naked. He'll land a shot and then see if it's there. Adcock's not giving it up yet, though.
Beautiful. That's what you got to do. A lot of people just try to submission. A lot of people try to punch. You got to mix both those up to make one or the other work.
Burn up those biceps in a New York minute right there.
Yes, sir.
Nearing the halfway point of round number 1. Causey has spent a good part of it on top of Adcock.
I mean, and Adcock is having to carry the weight, but I mean, it's going to make his legs, Kyle's legs super tired right here, having to hold them hooks in and pinch, just like he's on a horse right there to stay on top.
Yeah, Causey definitely having to work, but scoring the points needed to take this round so far.
Yeah, not letting anything devastating, but he's still. If it was me, I'd just be having double unders with my. If I was on top of Kyle, like Kyle is, using double underhooks, trying to just flatten James out, because that's really what's going to pay off at the very end of this. If you can't get the choke.
Excuse me, prime time. Adcock's corner telling him to watch for the rear naked choke. Yeah.
Yeah,
And Adcock with a beautiful base. You know, most guys will
leg
roll
back,
and switch and all those things. Adcock doing what he needs to do to look to remove Causey from the top and get back up to the feet, which is what I'm sure he's looking for.
James got that left hook out, so now he got it back in. James had that left hook out because he kicked his leg back, you know, and done it. And he should have rolled to that side that the hook was out. And now instead he's at body triangled. And this is a tough position to be in.
And Causey controlling the underhooks extremely well, not allowing Adcock to turn over on top of him. Adcock back with his base again, possibly looking to climb up the cage.
Yeah, he's trying to get the hook. He's trying to get the choke in now. He's under the neck there for a second. This is just not where Adcock wanted to be. You know, Adcock's been in this position for probably, since 20 seconds into the fight.
Yep.
And carrying somebody's weight like that is, whew.
It's tough. But that being said, Causey, he's going to be looking desperately for that finish. He's worked hard. If Adcock lasts this round, then it starts all over again on the feet.
Adcock trying to stand up. Under a minute left to go in round 1.
Doing a great job here. Now he's postured up, so now he's just kind of making him look foolish right here.
And I'll say this, Causey, if Adcock is covered like that, why not drop the elbow into the leg every once in a while? Why not, you know, take a liberties to really change things up a little bit? That's what I see here.
This right here, he's trying to shake him off the top, and if you don't get him off the top, it's going to be he's having a hard time. His legs are going to be very, very gassed. Both of them are going to be pretty tired for this little exchange right here. I mean, you know, obviously Kyle is doing, you know, winning this and is doing this, but now he's looking for maybe an arm bar set up right here.
I think the difference is
great
morale.
job from Adcock.
Oh,
but
wow!
But still keeping that ride, maintaining that ride.
That jiu-jitsu from Kyle is nasty.
10 seconds left in round number 1. What transitions there? Causey showing off, and he will win this first round, no doubt, on the judges' scorecards.
Yeah. Beautiful ride, beautiful control there by Kyle Causey.
Unbelievable. Nice show of sportsmanship. And Causey's going to help him up after pounding on him for.
So this is where Eric Turner's expertise comes in, because you have to know that James Adcock is a little demoralized from that first round. He needs to get in there in his face, shape things up, and tell him to go out there and do it, because round 1 does not seal the fight. It's a 3-round fight. Adcock's got to go out there and deliver.
Well, here's been a big question of mine here. Like you hardly ever see. Here's the exchange right here. I'll go back. Took his back, got the suplex right here. Big takedown. I mean, he kind of just slung him down. I mean, no really damage done to Adcock there. But like I was saying is, in MMA, you very rarely, unless somebody's just getting beaten, battered very, very brutally, that you see a 10-8 round. In my opinion, that could have been a 10-8 round. I mean, he got controlled dominantly the entire, 4 minutes and 40 seconds of the fight.
That's a good point, because there was virtually no offense on the part of Adcock.
Nothing.
And we really didn't see how the two stacked up on their feet.
Now see how the pep talk of Eric Turner applies to James Adcock. Look at the face, possibly determined here.
Adcock not looking very tired at all. Good right hand from Adcock. See, Adcock, he's leaning back and punching, though. That's something a lot of these guys got to get out of, is that leaning back and punching, because that allows you to get taken down.
Oh, that was a big teeth there
to the face.
by Causey.
He's hurt. Good takedown defense there from Adcock this
Beautiful. Causey with the whizzer. Awesome transitions by both
guys.
guys.
Oh, elbow there from Adcock. Great job.
That's
Adcock looking for his takedown now.
Look at that.
knee.
Nice underhooks there.
Causey's got long legs.
Man, Adcock is showing great heart, but man, Kyle, he's doing a great job of applying the pressure.
Okay. Causey needs to watch for that guillotine right there. That's
Look,
tight.
It's like a Darce, too.
That's tight.
Nah, he's good. He's got plenty of room in
good
his neck.
pressure, but if Adcock is able to get his hips out, it could go really bad really quick.
Yeah.
Adcock is bleeding. I don't know if it's out from the nose or the mouth.
I believe it's from the nose.
He showed the worst.
Oh, here we go. He's got that grip. He's got that grip. It looks like it could be a guillotine, man. That's one thing. A lot of guys will assume that there's no choke there, and then out of nowhere, those guillotines can get you bad. You've got to watch them nonstop.
He's got the hand out. Now he's on top.
And Causey's corner
James does not need to give up his back. He should have stayed there and guard.
Wow.
Made somebody get watch. Now.
We could be seeing a mental break here on the part of Adcock.
James has got to realize that he's got to
here we
give
go.
his back up.
Causey possibly with a rear naked choke attack right here.
This looks tight.
This is not good.
Yes,
and that's it.
It's over.
Wow.
Kyle Causey
Beautiful
dominant.
display of grappling right there from Kyle. Wow.
What a performance by Kyle Causey and good sportsmanship there.
This happens all the time in training. I've trained with guys, and I've seen guys in there. You cannot go out there thinking you cannot get choked. And I'm one of them guys that does a lot. I give up my back a lot more in training than I ever should. And that might be something, the same thing that happened to James right there. You know, he kept letting his back give up. Kept, you know, right here on the replay, kept giving up his back, And look, Kyle chokes him without even hooks in, which, you know, a lot of people don't think it ever happened, but it happens a lot more than you see nowadays. If you just give up your neck and somebody locks onto it, it's over for you. You're going to sleep.
How impressive was that for Kyle Causey, his pro debut, to be that dominant?
Hats off to Kyle for one thing, just taking a fight, such a tough fight against such a tough guy from a tough gym for his first pro fight. A lot of guys, they like to get them cupcakes in, you know, in their first few fights. They like to take the guys that have had a couple fights, lost a couple fights, and he just continued to, you know, he's 10-0 now, or he's on a 10-fight win streak.
Yep. All right, back to the cage. Our official decision from cage announcer Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jimmy Neely has called a stop to this fight. 1 minute, 35 seconds into the second round. The winner by submission via rear naked choke, fighting out of the red corner, Kyle Causey.
Kyle Causey, our winner, wins his pro debut, 9 straight if you count amateur bouts as well. James Adcock falls to 2-1. With our winner, here's Casey
All right,
Oxenham.
a big win from Kyle Causey here tonight. Man, the first round, it was an absolutely beautiful grind. You controlled the back. You did what you had to do. Weren't able to secure the submission. But in round 2, a different story. Beautiful rear naked choke.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It was a tough fight. You know, this is my first professional fight. I wanted to come out and show what I could do, and I think I did that.
You know, it may be your first professional fight, but you're actually on a 9-fight win streak prior to that, and you go in against a very hard-hitting James Adcock. Of course, from KMAA, this is a very well-pedigreed gym. Talk about your preparation for the fight and you know, how you plan to go after this tough James Adcock.
Man, I wanted to get my cardio just stellar, so I was training every day, 2 days, you know, just working my butt off. Trying to do everything I could to prep for a striker or a ground guy. So I think it paid off.
You know, this card is a big deal for the Valor promotion. All pro, and that's something that you seldom see from regional events across the United States. You're part of that. Are you looking to move forward, or you know, are we expecting to see more of Kyle Causey here at Valor Fights?
Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna see more of me. I promise that.
All right, real quick, anybody you want to give a shout to?
I want to thank my coaches, my team. They came up here to support me. My family's here as well. I'm just happy that I could be here and watch me start my pro career off the way I wanted to.
Well, there you have it. Everybody give it up for a gentleman of the cage, Kyle Causey.